So, let's talk about the because clause. Because clause. Say that 3 times fast. So, the because clause, it answers the reader's question. Why is your claim valid? What makes you say that? Why am I saying Kevin Hart is the best African American male comedian of the 21st century? Why do I think that claim should be supported? Why do I think that claim should be supported by me, the reader? Why do I feel that claim is valid? All those questions are answered in the because clause. Now, it's called the because clause because you could sub in the word because after your claim. Kevin Hart is the best comedian of the 21st century because bam, 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 bam. Kevin Hart is the best comedian of the 21st century because bam, bam, bam. Chocolate ice cream from Ben & Jerry's is the best ice cream because bam, bam, bam. So my because clause is basically asking the readers why. Now, your because clause is going to list the criteria that makes your claim valid. And typically you want to have 3. Your because clause gives the order in which each criteria will be discussed. So if I say Kevin Hart is the best comedian of the 21st century because of A, bam, B, bam, C, bam, I'm giving the order to my reader in which I'm going to discuss in the essay. I'm going to discuss A first, then B first, then C first. If I said Kevin Hart is the best comedian of the 21st century because of B, bam, A, bam, C, bam, then my next process or my next paragraph should be where I discuss B because I listed B first. So remember that. 1, 2, 3. It gives the order. Now, here's something you should know about the because clause. Just because it's called the because clause does not mean you have to include the word because. Because that gets a little repetitive and redundant, and because that might get on your reader's nerves, you don't want to do that. So, VIP number 3. Not every because clause has to start with the word because. You can kind of mix it up. Let's look at 1. Decreasing discipline referrals, increasing student self-esteem, and unifying the student body are 3 advantages to mandating school uniforms. Now, in this thesis statement, the writer has listed their because clause criteria first. Decreasing discipline referrals, that's 1. Increasing student self-esteem, that's 2. Unifying the student body, that's 3. 1, 2, 3. What's my claim? School uniforms should be mandated. So even though I didn't blatantly say it, I still, as the writer, know what my claim is. Mandating advantages to mandating school uniforms, or school uniforms should be mandated because they decrease discipline referrals, increase student self-esteem, and they unify the student body. The because clause. So, what does a good thesis statement look like? As you write your thesis statement, ask yourself these questions. 1, is it accurate? Your thesis statement is a roadmap to your entire essay. If your thesis statement is out of whack, your entire essay is going to be out of whack. And once again, the thesis statement is a contract between the writer and the reader. Secondly, does it have a claim and does it have a because clause? The easiest way to do this is to go ahead and state your claim and then state your because, and then make sure after your because you give your 3 becauses. So I have my claim, bam. Then I have because. Why? Because 1, 2, 3. And this will answer this question. Does it have clarity? The way you make sure you have to know something has clarity is to know your audience. Always know the audience that you are writing to. If I told you to write to the school board, you'd use different vocabulary, you'd use different vernacular. You'd pose it a different way as opposed to writing to a friend or a pal. Also, does it have clarity? The body must always match the thesis. So I can't say Kevin Hart is the best comedian ever, and then I start talking about, and then because of his ability to tell stories, and then I talk about his YouTube account. Now, if I'm using his YouTube account as an example for one of my because supports, that's okay. But I can't say I'm going to talk about his ability to tell stories because of his catchphrases and because of we'll discuss his personal life, and then I discuss his stint in prison. That's why that makes him. I can't do that because that will lose my reader. So the body must always match the thesis statement. All right, some best tips. Determine what works best for you. Research. Find some research papers on the internet. Look at their thesis statements. See what styles fit you. You want your writing style to fit you. Every writer has a style. You as a beginning writer, you have to find your style too. Practice. Your thesis statement is going to be very blunt at first. The elegance comes later. So at first, all you're pretty much going to be doing is claim because clause. Claim because clause. As you grow in your writing, the elegance will come. And then that leads me to my third point. Research, but don't spend too much time on your thesis. Remember, VIP number 4, it's just a sentence.